All right, guys, let's go. I'll make this really fast because really it's not very difficult. So this is the unisats website. That's what you can see right now. And then the browser is Mrs. Browser. If you check here, you can see all the extensions that I have. They are normal desktop extensions from Google Chrome Store. So that's one of the major advantages. I can have my wallet. You can see my Kepler wallet here. You can see my Hero wallet. All these are for Bitcoin. Hero wallet, SVAS wallet, Unisat wallet. They are all for Bitcoin. Depend on what you want to do. But for this, the purpose of this conversation, right? If you want to inscribe bitmaps, right, which is really the metaverse blocks, the on Bitcoin. This is what you do. I'll send the links to the website consequently, but there's another tool that you need. This is the bitmap generator app. All right, so basically you can't just go and randomly start putting up numbers. Okay, it's not going to work that way. If it's already inscribed, you just waste your money and you will not get it delivered to your wallet because it already belongs to somebody else. So you have to come here and look for available bitmaps. Don't forget, each bitmap is a block, a Bitcoin block. So it actually means something, and of course it's exhaustible. So these are the instruction is really simple. I'll send a link here. Anybody can read it, but from here you can really toggle different ways of looking for the numbers. So these are random numbers and consecutive digits. Well, does it contain something, that kind of a thing. So if there's a particular number that you have in mind, maybe a number that contains so and so, or contains so and so, or a number that begins with, it could be any set of number, not necessarily just a single number. You could see that begins with 1 2 3. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look at that. That begins with, this is the sequence here. So you say 1 2 3. Yeah, you can choose the well, on your own. You're going to be seeing about 700 and something or 700 and something block number, because that's half, I mean, thousand. 100,000, 100 and something thousand. So okay, just for the purpose of this, let me refresh so that we can get the original. So you can see now this is about 795,000. That's the maximum block number. That's the current block number, or the region that we are. So you are searching for bitmaps from the first block to the maximum block number, then the number of bitmaps you want to generate. All right, then you want to generate them randomly, just any random one, or there's going to be some sense to it. So we picked begins with. So begins with what? 1 2 3. Right, so we're exploring the entire bitmap available from block 0 to the last block. So I tap on generate, and here you will just see it automatically start generating. I mean, it's crazy. Let me add 4 and see if that works. Generates. Ooh. But just 2 left. Ooh, no, there are more. So you have to look for interesting ones. And mind you, there are rarity to these things. So you could be inscribing on a kind of Satoshi. It could be common, uncommon, and all. Well, it's certainly going to be common. So, okay, this is interesting. Let me look for one that makes a little bit of extra sense. Should I add 5? I mean, that's an overkill. But it's because it's early, we haven't been very lucky. I doubt if we'll get a sequence that is 1 2 3 4 5. So you see, nothing like that. So we can take off the 5 and just pick any random good numbers. Okay, this first one here is fine. So you copy it. You can copy multiple. Take note of that. So 1 2 3 4 6 6. 1 2 3 4. Ooh, 1 5. That's not too bad. 1 2 3 4 8 0. 1 2 3 4 1 0. we have lost all the palindromes, so not commonly. Palindromes are numbers that if you read it from the front or from the back, it still spells the same. And man, they are gems. Unfortunately, we're not early, so that's a disaster already. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is okay. I hope I didn't take it before. Then this. Okay, so let's look for another matrix now. You can see that ends with okay. Does that work? Ooh. 1, 2, 3. So if you can see one that has 2 in front, is that going to be possible? So these are the blocks. So now we're, ooh, yeah. Just one left. I mean, considering that is just one left, I mean, that's interesting. I think this video is getting long, right? Let's see. You can look at one that contains, so you could say, I like this set of numbers. Let me see if that works. Ooh. Oh, this is a nice one. You can check for the full number. If there's a particular number you have in mind, you can search for it directly to see if it's there. Just copying that. Regardless, once you've gotten as many as you want, okay, take for instance, and you can also choose the number of bitmaps to generate. You can say 20, for example, and generate that, and you get 20 at a stretch like this. Ooh. 111. Let's say, I wonder what the limit is. Then I would always recommend, okay, let me go back to what I was doing, right? We can just go back to 5 and maximum block number, you can reduce it. I was trying to see the lowest I can get. The maximum should be 10,000. No need for a consecutive digit. It should just be random because it's just going to be very hard to even get a 10,000, a sub 10,000 bitmap. But let's try. Often if it's taking long like this, it's not going to work. But let me pause and see. I want to search for the lowest block number I can possibly find. So I'll be increasing the maximum block number little by little to see if it picks anyone. So I can go here and say 20,000 for instance, and I generate. That's why I picked 5. That's number of bitmaps to generate, because, well, we couldn't get any sub 20,000. How about sub 25? So basically that's what I want to do until I get the lowest one. So I'll pause this and I'll go. Yeah, so here we go. This is the lowest one I could find, 32,724. Mind you, man, this is already a lot. The maximum, so having 20 something of 32,000 when we have blocks of about 790,000. I don't know if the earlier blocks are technically valuable or anything. They are all representative of parcels of land and potentially a metaverse. So that's by the way. In any case, once you've generated your bitmaps, this is when you now go to unisats. All right, so important, you go here, test. You might need to have set up a wallet first. All of this, copy your seed phrase, make sure you keep it safe. So if it's a single bitmap that you're inscribing, leave it on single. But if it's many of them, you put it here on bulk. Then let's go here. You have to put them in different lines, please take note of that. So I will eventually do that, just want to be fast a bit. Okay, so that's it. Then I can start splitting them. If you don't understand what I'm doing here, just post them one by one and go to the next line. Okay, so basically these are just, so I'm just looking for interesting narratives. I got the ones that have sequences of 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 6 6 1 2 3 4 1 5, so it's like easy address. Think about it in that context. Then I have the ones that are low blocks. So I tried looking for some palindromes, but I couldn't get. So you can just start. That's why I'm telling you that these things already exist. They have always been block 32,000 on Bitcoin. We just did not do anything with it because it's just a thing we know. So that's what I'm trying to tell you people. So you can come up with your own narrative. Just try and look for interesting ways of looking at the whole thing. Basically, maybe you can come up with your own set of trait information, which would probably be adopted if it's smart. So that's it. Having done this, I will now go to next. So it lists all of them. So I'm about to inscribe 6 tests, and these are them, and they are bitmaps. All right, so you go to next from this point. So it's a very simple thing. Once you've gotten to this point, okay, this was extremely important. Your Hiro wallet, you guys are going to see it. That's where I'm going to make payment from. So I think that is the main wallet that I really recommend. Honestly, they are very, very comprehensive. So your Hiro wallet, copy your Ordinals address from your Hiro wallet. I'll show you guys what that means. Then you post it here. Provide the address to receive the inscription. So you see that if you do this, technically, if you can do this by yourself, you can just send. Okay, let me proceed. So you see, so this is the amount I'm supposed to pay for 6 items, just about $7. You see, so you say submit and pay invoice. The moment you click this, then it's time to make payment. You can see that there is now a 1 hour countdown timer. That's a lot of time. So you can basically just copy the amount, the total amount. This is it, and you just have to tap here and it copies, right? And you also copy. Okay, good. So it depends on how you want to pay. If you have the money on your wallet, like in this case, this is unisat. If you have the money on your unisat, you can tap pay with wallet. If you don't have it, you can put pay with BTC. You see, it brings out this QR code thing. So you copy the address you're supposed to make the payment to. This is the amount you're supposed to pay. Then this is the address you're supposed to make the payment to, right? So you can copy this address and copy the amount and give it to anybody. But please don't make payment from a decentralized exchange like Binance or something like that. It could take so long to go through. So look at what will happen when I do this from a native Bitcoin wallet. See how fast it will be. I just pray they don't come and disappoint me this time because I'm trying to hype them. In any case, I copy this. You see, it's instant copy, and I copy this. Then this is my Hero wallet. Uh, Here, send Bitcoin. You see, I've copied the amount of BTC, right? Paste. That's the amount. Then where am I sending the BTC to? Here. I've already copied the address as well. Then, so this is it. Continue. Then you choose your gas fee. I always go for the high, which is just, it's not that expensive, $1.22. It could be a lot for some of you. Then confirm and send transaction, and that's it. Transaction has gone through. Well, I wouldn't say instantly, but it has actually gone through. So if you come back here, you will see the good, your payment have been received, and the inscription is now in queue. That's it. Inscribing, it's inscribing one. So you are seeing the inscription happening in real time. You see, all of them have been inscribed. So, or better yet, all of them have been submitted, not inscribed. So I've submitted it, and this is it. So I've basically done, I will just have to wait. The address that I imputed will now eventually receive the ordinals, the bitmaps. So that's it. That means you already have a potential land. So you just have to be praying for development to go as quickly as possible so that you can eventually go and buy your Brabus. So that is it for that. You see, we use tests. If you want to inscribe sats, that's like names. Inscribing the equivalent of Web3 name, like lprofessor.it. Let's see. I can say lprof dot sats. All right. Then let's nest and see. So it's checking if it's available, and it is. If it was not, you would know. Let's go back and try one that isn't. Let's say almost everything would probably already be taken. You see, it's already taken. It's red. So you can understand the difference there. So these are also important, but I wouldn't say it's as important as, well, that's my opinion. But well, since I'm here, let me inscribe you. So you see that just lprof.stats is just about $1, right? I'm doing it $1, so I can say submit and pay invoice. Ooh, you see, I've not imputed the address to receive the inscription. It's interesting that we made that mistake, so that it will be obvious for all of you to see that it's really important to do that. Then well, I don't want to share sensitive information again like I did the last time. Okay, this is now that, okay, that's it. Or is it not it? Let's verify. Since we are doing that, go back to Hero wallet, go back, come to receive, and go to ordinal. Okay, a prof, right? That's it. Let me send it here. So you see, deposit ordinal inscription here. Don't deposit Bitcoin or whatever. You lose that money. So we copy and we go back. So you can see. Then let me try paying with wallet to see if I wouldn't know if I have the money, but you see unisats, it's a request for my password. I'll post. So yeah, that's one long ass password, right? So we go in. Oh wow, password error. Right, so I guess I was too fast for myself the other time. So that's just it. I signed the transaction. Well, this is simply the reason why I just prefer sending it immediately. I hope we can still. Okay, we can. Like, we'll go pay with BTC another day because of $1. Okay, so this is the total amount. So this is what I do. I copy the address first, then I copy the amount. The reason for that is so that I can just come here, send, and I can easily paste this first and use my clipboard to paste this. And oh wow, the minimum, that means this that's a problem. That means this amount is too small. I should have looked for something else to inscribe with it. Well, interesting. This is the first time I'm having this particular experience, which is probably the reason why the other one did not work at a go. But the moment, okay, thank God this is SAT, because the moment you can't add, I don't think you can add more to this, so you have to come back and do it all over again. But it's simple. Dot sat. Then let's say L professor dot sat. Then let's say OXL professor dot sat. I mean, who knows which one they're taking? I'm sure. Ooh, wow, all available. So let's go back. So how much? We have about $4 now. Then submit and pay invoice. Let's try paying with wallet again this time and see what happens. Okay, insufficient balance on my okay, and trying something else will be too complicated. So what do I copy first? And every time this address is changed, so please don't go and save anyone thinking that's the permanent address. That's not gonna work. Okay. You cannot afford to make mistake on the amount you are sending. Okay. Okay. Hi. Where is that stuff happening? Let me see it happening. Yes. Inscribe is now in queue. Inscribing, one done. Approve the SAS is, oh yes. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is how you can inscribe satoshis as well. I mean, I've done what counts. So we're back here. Then if you want to inscribe a photo. Don't forget, always put the address. Don't make the mistake of putting the wrong one. I don't want to go too far, but overall, you just type here. It takes you. I'm going to share some sensitive stuff that I don't want to share, so let me go back. So basically, that's how you put your picture. I mean, let's see. We can do something. Let me look for one. All right, splendid. So I want to show you guys something really interesting that I just figured out. So I uploaded 3 files. This one is a .txt file. It's actually Morse code that's written inside for something. Then this is an image, a JPEG. I couldn't get any good PNG, so would have seen, but you can see the sizes. The Morse is about just less than a kilobyte, 171 bytes. The image is about 17 kilobyte, and the screenshot is about 66 kilobyte. Yet look at the amount for inscribing that 3. You see, $116. Now I'm going to remove one of them. Let's remove the one. We have $116 there, right? Let's remove 66. Then we'll go back and see $28 to do that, right? Then let's remove this, and you see just $1. So you see how adding more, the bigger the size, the more the gas to inscribe it. Right, and it still gets to a point I think you can't exceed 90 kilobytes. So, but even still within 67, 60, 70, 80s, it's ridiculous the price you pay. So you have to find interesting ways to make sure that you go really low on the file size. So I think basically that's it. I'm not looking to inscribe anything. So here I would recommend, before you inscribe something, make sure it's something you really want to inscribe. You can make your own design. It can be a flyer, it can be anything, it can be a story, anything, but make sure you're able to tune it down, compress it, and possibly use WebP format. So you can use all these online converters and convert it from your PNG or your JPEG to a WebP format. It greatly reduces the size. So this got one of those ones that was about 60 something kilobytes. If I convert it and it was a JPEG, if I convert it to PNG, the quality will remain, but you may see that the size comes down to sub 30 kilobyte or even lower than 20 kilobyte. So I think that is it for that. Unisats are another name that then BRC20 are actually coins. So you can inscribe tokens on. So this is where the whole shitcoin narrative comes from. You can inscribe tokens, set up their. As a matter of fact, let's see. You go there. Do you want to deploy it or you want to mint it? If somebody has already created it and you just want to mint from that person's collection, you put the ticker of the collection. So let's say I think there's a pay here. Then the amount that you need, maybe 200 or 2000. Then how many times do you want to repeat the mint? So if you say 2000 times 23, that's what you are doing. So you understand what you mean before you do it. So that's assuming you want to launch a token on BRC20, a BRC20 token. Then if you want to deploy, right, mint is if you want to mint someone's own. If you want to deploy, which means you want to create a new one, you have to create your own character, the character for it. And if it's not available, you will know. So if you put Pepe, for example, you will not be able to inscribe it anyway. So let's see. Pepe has been deployed. You can see if you put King has been deployed. So basically you can see how far people have really gone on these things. Just let's think another random word. Light. I don't know why. Oh, that. Wow. I wanted to put light. I did not even complete it, and even that has been deployed. So you guys, you can really see that guys are not smiling. Find something and make sure you deploy it sometime. So I think that brings us to the end. I don't want this video to exceed 30 minutes. So overall, that's how you do inscriptions. And this whole thing was done fully on mobile, fully on a single decentralized application, Mrs. I don't know if it's decentralized, but here you go. So for those of you that want to inscribe,